Hey there, it's your energy healer, Zach Luz. Today we're going to work on expanding your capacity to receive more money. If that sounds good, let's dive in. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Zach. I'm an energy healer. I help clear out those patterns that nobody else can really see that are in the way of you getting whatever it is that you want. I've helped people with their startups. I've helped people in relationships. I've helped people get more money. Basically, if you got a pattern that's in the way, that's what we're going to work on. Today, we're going to focus on expanding your capacity to receive money. A lot of times, the money that we want, we think we're ready for it, but there's all kinds of blocks in the way, and that's what I'm going to go through today. So in a second, I'm going to pop up some numbers, let your intuition guide you to select one of the numbers that's going to correspond with your group's reading. And then I'll go through, I'll explain what block you have, how it got started, why you're holding on to it and inadvertently perpetuating it, and then we'll clear it. So by the end of this, hopefully you're going to clear out a lot of those blocks, and then money's just going to start coming in. You don't have to remember to be different. You don't have to try harder, whatever. You just listen to this and then good things happen. And if you're skeptical on that, that's cool. Just try it. And then if it doesn't work, then you were right. All right, so I'm going to pop up some numbers on the screen now. Let your intuition guide you to select one of these. And then you can go down to the description box down below, fast forward, and you'll find the reading. All right, I'm going to assume you got your reading by now. If you need more time, pause the video. And then before you jump to your reading, I just want to recommend that you do the grounding meditation. That's also linked in the description box down below. And that will help you get grounded and centered. Although these may look a lot like normal meditations, they're not the same thing. Please do not be driving a car when you're listening to these. The energy can get really ramped up and it can be disorienting. I've had people that get dizzy or tingling or kind of get out of focus, and I don't want you to be driving a car when you're listening to this. So please don't do that. All right, I'll see you in your reading. Hey, group one, let's see what's going on with you guys. Okay. All right, I got it. So basically what's going on with this group is you feel really clear, you feel open and expansive, ready to just receive. Like this group feels like you've been doing a ton of work, you've been doing a ton of shadow work or inner child healing. You're just clearing everything out and like you're very aligned and you are ready to go. The only thing that you could be holding back on is because you're so ready to go and step into like that future where you're making a lot more money, you're having a lot more happiness, you're having a more fulfilling relationship, having better physical, like the whole thing, total package. You're going, but then you're like, well, can I bring these other people with me? Can I bring my friends? Can I bring my family? What about them? So you guys are ready, like your patterns are all set and you're wide open, but you're just like hoping like you can help save or bring other people with you. And that's the block. So for this group, you guys have probably tried a lot of things to help pull other people. You're dragging them. You're trying to drag them into your future. And that's just not going to work. So that's the block that you have to navigate around. Like you've gone and you tried to help people over and over and over again. So first you try to help them with this one modality and then that doesn't work. You go, okay, let me find this new one. Let me try this with them. And then it kind of works for them, but then something weird happens in their life and then they're out of it. And then you're like, okay, well, I just need to bring in another one. It's just this constant cycles of you just constantly trying to bring a new method, bring a new thing. You'll probably even be like, oh, you guys should try doing this energy healing thing that I just did. That's going to be your natural tendency. And you're trying so hard. It's very sweet, but like you're just trying to drag people somewhere that they don't want to go. So what we're going to work on is you understanding why that is and why it's okay to like let people be where they are and not feel like you have to bring them with you. Another way that this could show up for you is you could have just been like frozen in life. So even though you feel on the inside like, dude, I am good to go, all systems go, like I am ready, I've let go of all my stuff, let's go. You would have been like frozen in life where the inside doesn't match what's going on the outside. And that's just another way for you not to leave behind those other people that you're trying to drag into your future. So that's the block. You're just trying so hard to save everyone. That's what you have to let go of. So let's see where this got started from. So for this group, it could be there's a lot of different reasons. There's a lot of different ways that this pattern gets born, but let me just key in on a couple like core overlapping messages. So one of the main patterns I'm seeing is it's like your mom. So this is the flip side. So when you're a little kid and your mom does not abandon you, what happens? You receive the gift of life. Like everything works. A little kid that gets abandoned the second after they're born, things don't go so well for them. You're running that pattern. You just have it flipped around where you're like, okay, since I was not abandoned, I better not abandon anyone else. Yeah, this just feels like very core, like primal, just child mother. Your mom probably exhibits the same kinds of patterns where it's like she has it so together, but she just still can't seem to move forward. She just can't seem to move forward in the ways that you know that she deserves to. And so you're just like, you're refusing to step forward. So it's not really about loyalty specifically to her, but it's just like that's where you learn the pattern. And then, yeah, you're just trying not to abandon those that you love. Okay, so here's the metaphor that might help you release this. Imagine a kid that's really, really little and they love lollipops. For them, anytime someone puts a lollipop around them, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is like so much flavor and sugar and sweet and oh, this is great. This has gotta be the best possible thing. You receive that when you're a kid, but then you grow up and up and up and up, and then you know what happens? You're going around and you're shoving lollipops in everybody else's faces, and you're just like, here, you need to have this right now. You don't have the right to shove that. I know you're trying to help. I know you're trying to care. That's basically what you're doing, is you're trying to shove lollipops down people's throats. So at some point, if someone like starts sticking something down your throat and you don't want that, it's like you're basically choking them. So you're trying to like force them to go into your future. So you just have to be okay allowing them to like lollipops on their own speed, on their own time. It's not your decision to decide how quickly they evolve. It's just not your right. It's none of your business. Sorry to be like kind of intense there, but it's just the truth. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. If you go grab them and you literally drag them kicking and screaming into a good future, then they're gonna crawl back and then they're gonna be trying to escape it. So like with the lollipop metaphor, if you just start shoving lollipops into everybody's faces and you're like, this is amazing, they're gonna be so traumatized from them almost choking that they're just gonna be like, I don't like lollipops, I never wanna have anything to do with lollipops. When we try to force other people, we try to strong arm them to go to the future that they're not ready for, that they're not choosing, that we want for them, not that they want for them. It like can amplify to the negative side, and then they just want to get the hell away from the future. So that's what we don't want to do. By you forcing that decision on them right now, you're not doing it because it's what's best for them. You're doing it because you can feel that you're almost there. You can feel that you're stepping into that new reality, and you're just like, what if they don't like lollipops ever? We're never going to be able to share a lollipop experience. I'm being so strong with you because I just want you to see that like it's not about helping them. Right now, it's just about you not being alone. It's about you not feeling like, I'm just moving into this new reality, and who knows who's going to match with me in that new frequency. So here's the proper way to help them. If you really do want to help them, not just help them for your own selfish benefit. If you want to help them for real, the way that you do that is you step into that future and you just continue to radiate that really, really strong. You just continue to be really solid in that future version of you. The more that you do that and the more that that fills out, the other people around you have a choice. That can either, that becomes a new option and then they go, ooh, well, I didn't know that things could be that good. And then they can start moving towards it. Or they can go, yeah, I don't know. That sounds like too much. This whole thing is about lollipops. That's ridiculous. But it's like if you see someone eating like a really sour lollipop and then they see you go, you make all these funny faces and they're just like, but he's smiling after all of those weird faces, so maybe it's good. If you force it on them, they're going to taste the sour, and then they're just going to be like, I don't want to do that. That's gross. It's not for me. But if they just see you independently, not you trying to force them to try the sour green lollipop, like you're just enjoying it. You make the weird face and then you enjoy it. Then eventually they might be like, maybe I should give that a try. Then it's their idea. Then they're their own hero. They're the one that is moving themselves into that. Trust that their higher self has got it covered. Trust that they are figuring out the right timing, the right way that is going to be gradual enough where it's not going to disrupt too much of their world. Like if we just take it back to you, even though now you're so clear and so ready to go, imagine if 15 years ago you could have been thrust into the reality that you're right there on the precipice of. Let's say I was in my teenage years. I thought I wanted to be multi-millionaire. But if I had been like a multi-millionaire at like 15, that's not gonna go great for me. What's a 15-year-old gonna do? Like, how are they gonna handle like taxes, investment planning? The ability to relate with people in a respectful manner. How are they going to handle all these other things that come as side effects of making a bunch of money? Like you see this with like child stars a lot of time. They make so much money when their life gets totally screwed up. And it's just like, it's this huge amount of amplification. So if you don't have the patterns ready to like assist you into that gracefully, gradually, smoothly, then this thing that could have been a blessing turns into a curse. So you have gone through all of the development and clearing out all the stuff and working on all your things. Like you guys do feel very advanced and very like right on track. So as you're moving into that, like you're good, but that's only because it's been really smooth. You've worked all of the little issues here and there and you've really cleaned all your stuff up. So now it's just like, it's the next logical step for you rather than this gigantic leap. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to grab people, drag them by the feet, and you're trying to like say, come on, just leap over this giant chasm, when for you, it's just one simple step. So that's what you have to let go of. As a result of that, once you really get this, you're gonna feel sad. And that's just because you don't know if they're actually going to move into that new life with you ever. And you have to be okay with letting go of that. You have to be okay with letting them evolve or grow or ascend at their own pace. Imagine if somebody else 20 years ago grabbed you and just shoved you like, okay, you're gonna have all the abundance in the world. You're gonna be a billionaire tomorrow. It's like, woohoo at first, but then like the reality of that. If you're 15 years old, are you gonna know how to like hire a security team? Are you gonna know like what things you can and can't say in the public? Are you going to spend it wisely? It's just like this whole thing can be, so you have to allow other people the authority to make that decision in their own time. And you have to respect that for real. That's the right way to help them. The right way to help them is by you thriving, by you enjoying your life to the absolute fullest, you enjoying all of the abundance, you enjoying all the success, you doing all that stuff, and you continuing to stay frozen in an effort not to lose them doesn't help them in the same way that grabbing them and dragging them doesn't help them. All right, so now we're going to do some energy healing if you're ready to let go of all that stuff. So this is where things actually change when you listen to this part. It's not really about the words that I say right now. It's about all the energy that I'm generating and tapping into and shifting in you. So if you want to shift that, if you're ready to actually step forward for real, then without being able to control where other people are at, go ahead, take a deep breath in with me. Hold at the top of your breath. Release through the mouth. Hold at the bottom of your breath. And inhale again. Hold. Release. Go ahead, keep that rhythm going. first pattern that we're clearing out is I can or I will be their savior. Replacing that with like I'm an option. I am what it looks like to save yourself. Deleting out any of the confused family dynamics where like you think you're the mother or the father and like you're that's inverted, that's flipped, just like putting that in the right place. So as you move forward with these new patterns, you might experience some sadness, which is you just like fully letting go of feeling like you have the power or right or authority or place to just drag someone and force them to change in ways that you want them to change rather than that they want to change. So you might feel some sadness because you're like actually letting go of that instead of pretending to let go of that. Another thing you might have to go through, you might feel like really cold. You might have people around you being like, oh, but you don't care. You're not going to take care of us. You're not going to help the community. You're not going to, do your part. All of that stuff, people might try to kind of like pull you back in, but you're just going to feel like cold. You're not going to fall for it. And that you might experience that as like you being cold-hearted or just like, no, I'm not doing that. The way that it will feel now is if someone's like, oh, come on, will you just break the law? Come on, just break the law for me. And you're just going to be like, no, I'm not doing that. If they try to pull you back in, that's just your own patterns. You're just like working on yourself through them. So just let it go. Okay, I'm just going to add one more little piece in there so that you can really connect and feel how loving it is to just like move into your great life. And like how loving it is to just be like an example. Just give me one more sec to do one last little piece. Okay. All right, that's going to do it for you guys, group number 1. Please, if you're going through this and some of the things that I said actually show up in your life, comment down below because it helps other people that are going through this. And then they go, okay, I'm not going crazy. This stuff actually is happening. And it just kind of helps if you feel guided to do it. If you're just busy and enjoying your life completely, then don't even worry about it. The right people will find their way to this video. It's not your job. So yeah, that's going to do it. See you guys next time. Later. Hey, group number 2. Let's see what's going on for you guys. Okay, so the first thing I noticed for this group is expanding into that next level of success. Just like expanding your ability to receive. That feels like very murky and confusing. Like very cryptic. Yeah, it's like it can't be that easy. It can't be simple. It's got to be this intricate, complicated Rubik's Cube. Like it has to be this very convoluted thing that I have to just like figure out just right. And then I step into my good future. There's a couple things going on here. So one is if you're able to just like switch just like that and move into the new reality, the block that you have is like, here's like the perfect story. So there's this one woman I saw, she was doing like sales or something, and then she learned that she could start selling from a stage to multiple people. Then she made a tremendous amount of money. She made like $1 million in a day or something. And as excited as she was for that, the very first thought that she had, like right after, woohoo, this is amazing, I can't believe this happened, is what have I been doing for the rest of my life? Like what was I doing wasting my time before this? And as exciting as it is to have like a major success, when you have a quick win or where everything changes, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen here, but just using this as a metaphor, when you have that happen, then you look back towards your past and you're just like, dude, what were you doing? Like you were just wasting time. All that effort that you put in, all that sacrifice, all that everything, it was for nothing. And you've just been wasting your time up until you figured it out. So at the same time that you really do want to have that epiphany moment, that breakthrough moment, there's a tremendous amount of pain because you have to reconcile with your past that you were just wrong. Like if you're like, I'm almost right, that's a good feeling. But once you realize this was the right way, then you go, oh, that was wrong. And this one thing I got right. On an emotional level, that doesn't feel as good. So that's one block. If it's not this convoluted thing, then you have to come to grips with the fact you just have to experience that of like, yeah, I was wrong about all of this stuff. And that's really hard if you were taught to like not waste time. Then it's like, look at how many years that you've wasted. Okay, so the other block here is you're trying to succeed in a way that you can easily explain. So if things are really, really complicated and you have to go into all the different ways and you get down, oh, I got the Rubik's Cube just like this and I figured out this little pattern and then it all opened up and my life opened up, then one, that's a really respectful way to do it. And two, it helps you explain so you can kind of try to help other people get there because now you understand it. Versus if things just all of a sudden just started working for apparently no good reason. If they just start working for you and you can't explain all the little things, then what you're basically subconsciously saying to the rest of the world is like, yeah, it just worked out for me. And there's nothing you can do about it. Like, I don't know, I just hope maybe it works out for you. That feels profoundly disrespectful for you to just be like, yeah, I don't know, it just worked for me. So by continuing to have a really complicated, ambiguous, unclear, foggy pursuit of that good life, you don't have to come to grips with that. You don't have to face that. It's like you're leaving breadcrumbs on the trail for somebody else. If this one feels really strong, go listen to group 1. Let's see where this got started for you. This one just feels kind of like more of like a social level belief from being in any social structure, like a town or a social class or a social group. It feels wrong to be dumb. Yeah, so it feels like it's wrong to be dumb, to not be able to explain exactly how that happened. That means you're not intelligent. It's like it's very, very bad to be labeled as dumb. I mean, it's even very harshly looked upon now, but if you go back several generations, you didn't display like a certain level of intelligence. It's just like you were shunned. You were pushed out. Like any possibility for you to change your life just got immediately removed because people are like, you're not intelligent. So you're fighting the hundreds, if not thousands of years of that kind of social pressure to like, don't be stupid. Like you have to be able to explain how, you have to know how this and that and this affected that and all that to have you step into your like really abundant future and make all this money. But as triggering as they are, I want you to think of somebody that you know or have seen online or whatever that's super, super wealthy and they're not that smart. Maybe you've had this moment where you like met like a mentor or an icon or some kind of person, you meet them in person, you're like, oh wow, they're not as big and impressive as they look to be on social media or whatever. It's like they're just a normal person. You're like, they're not, you walk away from it kind of disappointed where you're like, man, they're just not that, I thought they were gonna be like way smarter than that. So look at how much permission that gives you. When you have somebody that's like not that intelligent that became wildly successful, it tells you people, as much as it triggers them, it is a tremendous service to them because then it breaks down that level of perfectionism that you just inflict upon yourself over and over and over again. You're like, well, all this person did was like they just bought a bunch of Apple shares and then just held them for 20 years and now they're wealthy. They just saw an iPhone and they're like, yeah, that's cool. And then they just bought a bunch of shares and now they own like a mansion. That short circuits intelligent people's minds. They just took like one kind of dumb seeming risk and then that just like made them really, really successful. For you, you're fighting all of that social pressure to not be that undereducated person. And the funny thing is, most people that do succeed, they think they know what it was, but not most of them actually understand what made them. It's like, it's too hard to track. Like think of any synchronicity that you have happen in your life. Just think of like all the random moving pieces that have to happen for like you to find that one lucky penny or for you to see those triple repeating numbers on a license plate, like at the exact time and the exact moment. There's just so many moving parts and we want to reduce breakthroughs in life to some stuff like that because it gives us a sense of control. You're also fighting just like the group's pressure that like we have to get smarter and we have to grow and we have to do this. So like that's why for you it continues to be like this elusive, confusing thing that's always murky and mysterious. It's because you're trying to like find out like the one algorithm to all of life, and it's just like I mean, maybe that exists, but like you have all these other people that have no idea even what an algorithm is, and they're like massively successful. So why not just like copy their pattern, and then you can have that too. And then you have a happy life. Doesn't that seem like a much more intelligent way to be? So just think of any of the really dumb people that you know that have a wonderful, beautiful, successful life. As triggering as it is, at the same time, notice how much permission it gives you to just like have good things happen to you and to step into that reality without having to know how every single little detail and every single little mechanism works. In a lot of ways, those dumb people are serving a tremendous amount of humanity because they're just embodying that desired reality and they're just enjoying it. And they're being a representation of like, hey, you could have this too, and it doesn't have to be that hard. You don't have to figure out the Nobel Peace Prize. You don't have to become an expert chemist to like have good things happen in your life. Even though there's a lot of shame and peer pressure saying don't be that way, those people are having a great experience. That's what I'd like to help you step into. And it's not that you need to become stupid or lose any intelligence. It's just if you can let go a little bit of having to know exactly how it happened, if you can let go of a little bit of just being able to control and explain with complete precision that X led to Y, which led to Z, which led to Z plus 1, which led, like if you can just let go of that a little bit, then there's so much more space and there's like so many more ways that life can work with you. So when you are first getting into all this spiritual stuff, you start seeing all the synchronicities. And at first you're like, wow, this is crazy. You know, this hawk landed on this wire right at the right time. And I looked it up in my dream book and it was like, it spoke to me. And it's a sacred thing that you're having. And then you explain it to someone else and then they look at you like you're stupid. And they go, a bird just flew onto a thing? And you're counting that as, you know, divine insight? And then you have this whole thing like, oh no, maybe I shouldn't. And then you can like cut off so much communication, so much stuff like that. And you have to be willing to like, at sometimes, yeah, it was just a bird that landed on a thing. You're making more meaning out of it than there necessarily was there for you. If you're willing to appear foolish, if you're willing to let people judge you, if you're willing to do that, there's a much broader spectrum of knowledge that can make its way towards you, rather than you going like, well, no, that one bird is a red-tailed hawk, and the red-tailed hawk is a specific dream symbol. It's like you just shrink the amount of communication that you can have with grander forces. By being willing to not know exactly precisely how it all happened, you actually open up a tremendous amount of possibility for yourself to step into that reality that you want really bad. For this group, that's what's keeping you from a lot more money. The reason that you have this, and it's really, really, really deep, is just because you have a lot of layers. You inherited this. It's like, imagine the iPhone 16 being like, I'm not like all the other iPhones. It's like, dude, you have 15 other generations of iPhones that have all gone into the makeup of who you are. So it's like, yes, it is new, but like, you know, it's kind of, there's a lot of the old stuff in it. So you have a lot of the social structures of people that are just like, don't be stupid. You can't be unintelligent. It could be like your country that's like, don't be stupid. And then your town, and then your class, and then your friends, and then your family, and then your siblings, and then your significant other, and then whatever. It's just like you have all these different layers just forcing you like, don't be stupid. And that's what's making it so elusive for you. So imagine, say you wake up and then you just like press a red button and then money comes out just like right by your nightstand. But like other people all think that you've figured out some complicated thing. If you're willing to just like hit the red button and have a good life, then then keep listening. If not, then the pattern is strong. So you're just facing all of these different layers, all these different groups, all these expectations of other people that are just like, you have to be really intelligent. You have to understand exactly how this works. And really what that is that's just fear on their part. They're just afraid that if I don't know how every single thing works, then I might be the stupid one. So if you're going to do something new and you're going to succeed in some new way and I don't understand it and you can't explain it to me, maybe I'm the stupid one. It's like, and it's just pressure. so much pressure not to be that person. Okay, so let's clear that. So the thing that's keeping this stuck for you is you want to relate with like all the world. You don't want to be outcast and separated from that. So that's why you're participating in all the rules, which one of them is don't be stupid. So just think of all those people that you've seen them and they're no smarter than you. They're no more hardworking than you. They're just people that they like took like a big risk or something, or they just persevered a little bit longer. They're not more intelligent. They just did it, and then now they have like this amazing life, and you're like, man, I want that. And if they can do it, then I can do it. Feel the power of that stupid person is gifting you. So if you're willing to be with all of humanity in that way, where you're gifting them that, then listen to the rest of this. Okay, I'm just going to start working on you guys now. So if you're ready, go ahead, take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold at the top. Release. Hold at the bottom. Another breath in. Keep that going at your own pace. You just sit and breathe while I'll start working on you, helping you release these patterns. Some of you might be feeling like, oh no, I should turn this off. That is just this pattern repeating right now. It's fine if you want to, but like, just in case you're having that feeling, it's happening right now. That's because we're right there at it. Deleting out the pattern, I'm an idiot if I succeed. Replacing that with happiness is a successful life. There's this movie called Yesterday, and it's about this guy who gets hit by a bus. The whole world forgets that the Beatles ever existed, and then he starts playing all the songs. And he becomes like this amazingly successful singer. But he gets into this whole existential crisis because things don't go the way that he thinks they should go. And then he finds out that the man, John Lennon, exists. It's like kind of an alternate reality where he's not John Lennon from the Beatles, but he's just John Lennon, a guy. It's this really beautiful scene where he gets out there to this, rural, isolated house, and then he meets John Lennon, his hero, who in this reality was never a Beatle, was never a singer, was never a performer. He's like asking John Lennon about all this stuff, and then he's like, are you happy? And John Lennon's like, yeah, I'm super happy. And then he asks him again, he goes like, have you had like a somewhat successful life? And he's like, I just told you I'm happy. So just let that happiness in. pattern. Like, it's wrong to be happy. Replacing that with like how could something as beautiful as this ever be wrong? Okay, so moving forward, here's what to expect. Yeah, just expect feeling like, I don't exactly understand how this happened, but it's really good. In the same way that you going to a really nice restaurant, you can go and then you can sit down and then they put this beautiful food in front of you and everything smells amazing and it looks beautiful and it tastes just incredible. And you're just like, I don't know what they put in this, but man, is it good. Like, you don't have to know that they put in black cumin seeds. You don't have to know that it's pomegranate molasses. You don't have to know that they seared things just this way. Like, you don't have to know every single detail in order for you to enjoy a really good meal and to know that you have a really good meal in front of you. You can just savor it. Let's just see if you can let that happiness, joy, success in without needing to control every aspect of it. And then, yeah, if you start noticing things that I talked about in this reading showing up for you, please comment down below. It means a lot to me. So I can go and read this stuff. You can DM me on Instagram if you're a little too shy to comment publicly. But just share with me this stuff that's going on for you, because it's really nice for other people that are going through this spiritual awakening experience, and then they can see other people that are like going through the same kinds of things. It just makes them feel a little less stupid for being at the leading edge. So anyway, that's going to do it for today's energy healing. Let's see if that brings you some more money. All right, hey group 3, let's see what's going on for you guys. Okay, so with this group, you guys are feeling like it's an insult for you to succeed. It's an insult for you to have more money. Even if you don't believe it, you just heard like people with money are bad or selfish or whatever, like just all the negative things that people can associate to money, that usually it's just stuff that people have heard or seen in movies or whatever. For you to succeed and make a bunch more money, expand, it's like to create a bigger insult. So that's why the pattern is, that's where you're getting screwed up. So with this kind of pattern, first place I like to look at is you. So like, let's leave all the billionaires, entitled, wealthy people, and let's leave all them to the side. Let's just focus on you. For you personally, what happens when you get extra money? Do you tend to tighten up and like not want to tip as much as you normally tip? Do you like constrain your wealth? Do you lock it down? Do you want to hurt people? Is that something that you actually do when you gain more wealth? If the answer is no, which I'm willing to bet it is, think about what actually happens when you have more wealth. Does that naturally make you just feel more abundant and more generous and more open and more loving and more peaceful and more kind and like all the things that we label as good? Imagine your yearly salary just popped into your bank account tomorrow. Would you feel more like the former descriptions or the latter? When people misuse wealth to abuse, to take advantage, to destroy, all that stuff, they already have that issue. It's the person's thing. It's not the wealth. The wealth is an amplifier, but like you just have to get over that fear that you're going to be corrupted and that you're going to become this bad person and you're going to start wanting to destroy everything. That's what makes it an insult. And that's what's keeping you stuck. So if you're listening to this, you're like, I don't really believe in that. That's not my issue. Look at the people that you love very, very deeply, that you grew up around, or the people that mean a lot to you. They probably have that real strong. And that's just like right on the periphery of your experience. So if you're going to expand yourself, you're going to expand your life, your abundance, your notoriety, all this stuff, you're going to get the whole package of good things. you don't want to trigger all that stuff and have to deal with all that. Let's change it from money. What happens when you get an abundance of love? Do you want to like take that love and hide it away and be like, no one else can ever have any love? Or like when you're feeling like so loved and so supported and so seen and so recognized and so appreciated, don't you just want to just let that flow through you? And it's cool for who, like anybody that's around you gets to benefit in that too. With laughter, do you laugh and then you go like, I'm the only one that can laugh here? When you're tapped into abundance, when you're coming from that place, it's natural for you to just want to let it flow. And you don't have to like micromanage all this stuff from other people. The insult thing, another thing that fits into this pattern is like you're appointing yourself someone that needs to police the world. You're seeing like, okay, there's a lot of problems and like if I don't fix it, then no one's ever going to fix it. So that's another reason that having wealth feels like an insult, and that keeps you locked there in that holding pattern. So just think about what happens when you are around people that are really abundant in like laughter, in vibrant health, in love. For example, if you're around someone that's in a relationship and they just get along really, really well with their partner, and you can see that it's not like this performative social media thing like, oh, we have our life together, it's all perfect. But like, just even in those kind of private moments, they're not really even tracking whether or not someone's paying attention. It's like, you can just feel that it's just so nice there. Yes, at first, it can be really triggering, especially if you don't have that experience immediately. You might be like, oh, I wish I could just like take that love. But the more and more you hang around people that have an abundance of that, where they're just so happy in the relationship, then what happens is it starts rubbing off on you. And you start going, oh my gosh, I guess that's possible. Oh my gosh, like relationships could really be that wonderful, and they could be really like that secure and stable, and like, oh my gosh, they're not constantly like jealous with one another, and they just actually genuinely respect each other, and they speak so highly of one another. They both like apologize if they're interrupting each other speaking. There's so much respect and beauty, and like it's just so nice to be around that you're just like, oh, I guess that does exist. And then it expands your map, and then what happens is you start looking around at all these partners, and like you're not even attracted to the same people you used to be attracted to, because now you're going like, oh wow, it can be even better. And then that abundance has expanded your map of reality. And then now you're going like, oh, wow, this other guy or girl or whatever they're even better than I thought they could be. Now your eyes are just opened up. Like so much more abundance than you thought was possible. And like, just like see how beautiful that is? That's the same thing with money. So anyway, how this pattern got stuck for you in the first place. You probably heard it a lot. You absorbed it a lot. Like for you guys, you might resonate with being empaths, where you're very attuned to everybody's feelings. The way that you're doing that is you're just absorbing all of their stuff. Yes, you do get a lot of information, but you also absorb their beliefs, their limitations, their fears, which a lot of this is. For the majority of this group, that's the predominant pattern. I can't give every single person's thing because this is a group reading, but like that's the main thing. You just absorb other people's patterns and you absorb their fears. It does make you a lot more sensitive. It does make you able to notice things and pick up on things, be really good socially, but like that's the downside, I guess. So the metaphor that keeps coming to mind is the tank man from Tiananmen Square. So the military's getting a little crazy, and then he goes and stands in front of the tank. To a lot of people, that would look like a complete insult. I'm willing to bet from your perspective, that person's insult is completely in the right, even though it is an insult. For them to stand in the way and say, all of this military stuff, all of this government crackdown is wrong. If you can get to that perspective, that's going to help you a lot with calling in more money. Imagine how like that has like very little effect on him. So the same thing goes here for you. If you want to step into that wealth, if you want to step into that future, you have to be willing to be misunderstood. That's not going to encourage you to just like all of a sudden become evil. And if you're going to police anyone, you're going to police yourself. You're going to take responsibility for yourself through your example. Just like I was saying with the couples, the way that you hold yourself in integrity, that's going to rise to the top. No matter how hard you try, you can't control other people. So let's go ahead and we're gonna start working on this. First thing I'm gonna do is work on like some of the safety stuff. So we're just gonna tone down some of that comes up. If you're ready to clear this pattern, go ahead and take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold at the top. Release. Another breath. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna like help you step out of some of this. For a lot of this group, like violence is just like so normalized. Whether that's emotional, physical, energetic, psychic, whatever. Like you're just so used to it. And you're like, yeah, that's just how it is. It's like, nah. So we're just gonna clear out some of that stuff. So you just start separating from that. So you just keep breathing. I'll start working. First pattern we're clearing is just that, like, violence is normal, and just replacing that with like, no, that's completely unacceptable. It's not normal. It's a very weird thing to do. If you're younger, it's cringe. Violence is cringe. So that's the first layer. As that pattern runs, you might start separating from old people, places, situations where it was just normal for there to be a lot of like intense emotional violence all the time. This could mean that you're going to leave a job. This could mean that you're going to leave a social circle or like leave like a school or I don't know. But there could be some significant things that you step away from because like just those environments, it's just going to be so hard for you to like step into where you're going if you stay in that energy. Just be prepared that you might walk away from some of that stuff. Okay, I'm going to keep working on you. And I'll just reiterate that I can clear this stuff, but I can't override your free will. So I'll clear it. Then let's go with the example of a job. We clear this pattern together. Then what happens is you're going to see like some crazy, unacceptable violence situation in your job that you're just going to be like, whoa, that is not okay. And then you see the same thing that's been happening for a long time from a different perspective, and then you have the choice to either confirm the changes that we made, or you can like go back to the old ways. So you have complete control of like whether or not you stay in that reality. I'm trying to nudge you in a certain direction to get out of that. But ultimately, you have full control. But just saying that so you understand how that goes. All right, let me keep working. So just think of somebody doing like a TV interview, and they're speaking in their second language, and then they say something that's inappropriate, and then just notice how you feel when you're just like, oh, they didn't mean to insult anybody. They just said that. And even if they double down on it, it's just there's something being lost in translation. So setting you up so you're willing to be misunderstood. Because you know what's in your heart. You know what your intention is. Group 3. You guys, moving forward, you're probably going to be really tired. Try to get a good night's sleep tonight. Don't stay up till like 3 in the morning if you can avoid it. You just want to like welcome that safety feeling, because that'll help a lot with this. Yeah, so we worked on those 2 patterns, one of which is that safety that creates the baseline, and then when that lands, then being misunderstood, like you'll get misunderstood in like very small ways, where it's like you go to the coffee shop and then they don't get your order right. You say, oh no, I wanted this, and they're like, oh, are you yelling at me? Are you upset? And then you're like, no, I'm not upset. It's just I ordered this. And then they'll be like, oh yeah, okay, cool, we'll remake it. Then you have like little misunderstandings that aren't like so intense, so that you learn, okay, I can survive misunderstandings and it's not that big a deal. Then what that does is that makes it so it's okay to insult people with you having a bunch more wealth, and then you're more of a match to that. I do want to say, like, you probably have more layers of stuff just to like keep your expectations in order, but if you notice that you start making a bunch more money, please comment down below, let us know. It really helps other people that are going through this, because then they can look at it and they go, oh wow, this worked for this person, maybe I should try this. So if you have any wins, feel free to share down below, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, later.